Hi, I'm Captain Coppin with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
This week we've been seeing a lot of bait in the ICW, a lot of shrimp popping. There are fish working them, but it's not totally all the way through. Some of the birds are working, and there's just not a whole lot of fish under them. And then some of the birds are working right on the edge, and there's tons of fish under them. Mainly trout. There's some redfish on that west drop off. So if you do find some fish, you can kind of anchor up or maybe just power pull down on the edge, just like you do in the land cut, and fish this west drop off and kind of bump down as the fish move down, following those birds. Live shrimp's working best. Over here on the King Ranch shoreline, we've been finding some good redfish, kind of just moving down, fishing in that sand. Good thing is, this time of year when you do fish the King Ranch, especially after that freeze, there's not a whole lot of little perch and stuff nipping the legs off your shrimp. So you can anchor up, power pull down, get on the trolling motor and kind of work this edge, whether it's a southeast wind or a northeast wind. Just move up and down this shoreline, and plenty of redfish to be found on this King Ranch. Over here in Nighthawk, we've been finding good numbers of redfish, both on the bar right here and over on the back side of these islands. Like I said in my previous reports, I like to fish Nighthawk when it's really windy, really murked up and kind of muddy. That's when I really do good in here. So Nighthawk's a good protected bay, and I don't like to fish it when it's clean and clear. I really don't catch a whole lot, but when it's murky and the wind's cranking, I catch quite a few reds, mainly on the back side of the island. And with the higher tides, there's a lot of water pushing through these gaps and guts, so you can just get in here, and if you can find some of those menhaden, which they've been in the packery, get them, cast net them, come over here, cut them up, and catch plenty of good reds. Over here on East Clayburg Point, been doing good. Of course, I can't really fish over here when it's cranking out of that southeast. East Clayburg kind of gets blown out. But when the winds are calm, I've been coming over here and doing good, both black drum, couple of reds, and a few trout. Just good mixed bags. Remember, the trout have to be at least 17, and they got to be under 23, and you can only keep 3. That's enough trout to get you a dinner, and that's good conservation for the trout, not keeping the big ones and letting them breed. Live shrimp still the ticket. We haven't got to croaker season yet, so come over here, fish these rocks. If the tide's up, drift across the rocks. If the tide's out or lower, fish this outside edge. And of course, don't come over here if it's cranking real windy, because on those windier days it's tougher to fish. Down here between Black Bluff and White Bluff, tight to the shore, when those tides are up, I've been catching good numbers of reds down here, drifting with popping cork and live shrimp. A lot of times some of these little bluffs here are real short, so the drift is short, especially on a strong wind and you got 2 drift socks out. What I've been doing lately is coming in here with the trolling motor all the way up as far as I can, power pull down, throw 2 popping corks out, pop them around, power pull up, let the boat drift forward or trolling motor forward. Really work this area slow, because when you do drift through the reds, you drift through them so fast if you just let the wind push you through, which is okay on a big, wide, open flat. But on a short flat like this, you really need to have a lot of boat control. So come in here, use your poles, use your trolling motor, power pull down, give it time, work a 100-yard stretch and give it a good 20 minutes, and then move forward. Give another 100-yard stretch, give it 20 minutes. And you'll be able to dissect this flat and really find where those reds are holding on here. Well, down here in the land cut, it's that time of year. It's April. The tide runners should be coming through any day, and they are. Not in full force, but they will be coming through here soon. When I'm coming down and fishing the land cut, it's when that wind is just insanely cranking. When it's blowing hard, I'm coming to the cut, I'm getting on that west drop, and I'll sit there for a good 4 or 5 hours and never move, because when you move, it's more of an anxiety move than anything. You kind of sit in one spot. You might go 30 minutes without a bite or maybe a couple of bites, but then all of a sudden they start coming through, and you'll sit there and it'll be non-stop action for an hour. And then it'll slow down a little bit and you feel like, man, I gotta move. Still stay in there, because those fish are just coming through and they're right on the drop off, and that's the best way to do it. Instead of having to pull that anchor, move up and down, try to force the fish to come through, you just need to be in a spot where there's some bait and just sit there and keep throwing shrimp on that edge, and you'll catch plenty of fish.
I'm Captain Coppin. Thanks for watching.